Anyway, I'm not saying I'm biased when it comes down to Diablo, but I am slightly biased. Why? Because that's the game I grew up on. That's the franchise I grew up on. Diablo 1, Diablo 2, Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction was fucking amazing. Then Diablo 3 came out, was kinda meh, Reaper of Souls kinda meh, storyline, yeah, was kinda good. But after 50 years of waiting, Blizzard released Diablo 4. I've played both beta and server slam beta. Let's just say, this game surpassed every single expectation. Why? Well, because what they did is combine Lost Ark with Diablo 2. Simple as that. So the question is, will Diablo be my next unhealthy addiction? Chat, same goes for you. Because the video we're watching is Diablo 4 will be your next unhealthy addiction. So let's go.
Diablo 4 will be releasing in just under a month. Up to that point, we've had 3 betas and some of
June 6th, but see, I have early access, so technically I'll be playing on June 2nd. Kinda pay to win, but it is what it is.
us will be getting early access.
Yep.
The demand for this game is astronomical, and that demand will not be letting up anytime soon. Everyone is going to play this game. Will everyone like it? That's a question for another day. But
No, not everyone will like it, because I was watching Mr. Llama play Diablo 4. Mr. Llama, SC, is basically #1 speedrunner when it comes down to Diablo 2. He spent his last 20 years playing this game, and let's just say he did not enjoy Diablo 4. Why? Because of replayability. He's a speedrunner, he needs to do shit fast. And Diablo 4 is more of a storyline. It's more of a interactive movie. That's how I would call it, you know? There's a cinematic, there's that's unskippable. You were waiting for NPC to do its thing. You know, it kills the element of speedrunning, so I can safely say speedrunners will not like this game.
there is no debate that this game will be so addictive, it might just ruin your life. Let's dive into the reasons why. Diablo 4 is very likely to become the most widely accessible ARPG ever made. It will also
If it would be free to play, yes. Right now, the cheapest version is like, what, 70 bucks? If it was free to play like Lost Ark and you're making money from the cosmetics, then yeah, that would be the angle. But as far as I'm concerned, it's not as widely accessible as one would think.
also be the most heavily marketed ARPG ever made. And it will also be made by a company that possesses one of the very few household names, Blizzard. Now, the Blizzard name has obviously taken a hit over the last couple of years, and in every way, it is deserved. But they are still one of the most iconic and successful developers in the industry. And to this
Well, except for Diablo Immortal, the thing that they did with Overwatch 2, and let's just say, I am hoping they will not do that to Diablo 4, at least not in the first 6 months. Knowing Blizzard, they will introduce pay to win. They did exactly the same to World of Warcraft Classic. They specifically said it's not going to be pay to win. Classic was live for what, 3 years? Give or take, yeah, give or take 3 years. And then they introduced pay to win situation. So, you know, it is what it is.
this day, they have massive fan bases across a wide range of their games. And as consumers, brand loyalty, or in this case, brand familiarity, is integral in the attraction of new products. With the release of Diablo 4, Blizzard can rely on the pre-existing public consumption of their other games to bring traffic over to Diablo 4, rather than relying solely on selling Diablo 4 to new.
Also, yeah, in this list I was missing StarCraft, I was missing Heroes of the Storm, and I was missing one more game. Hold on, what am I missing as well? Hearthstone, Overwatch, Overwatch 2 for the memes, Diablo, the entire franchise of Diablo, that's what I'm missing.
Audiences. If that wasn't enough, Blizzard have decided to make this one of the most casual-friendly ARPGs ever made, which, with the existence of an already strong and excited fan base, will easily bring over new players anyway. Which brings me to my first reason as to why this game will be so addictive. Popularity. When a game has a high popularity rating, even if that game is objectively bad, it is a strong indicator that the people playing that game are taking value from it. If you are then not interacting with a game that supposedly delivers value to players, then you are missing out. The fear of missing out is what drives player traffic to your game. That's why new content is always delivered in waves. Hypothetically, Blizzard could release all the raids for WoW at once, for example, and let the player play them in the proper order. But by phasing the content out across a period of time, it builds anticipation.
Yeah, this is the reason why we have seasons. This is also one of the reasons why Riot decided to split League of Legends into 2 seasons in 1 year. Because if you're achieving only one thing a year, and that's it. There's nothing more. You know, eventually you will just phase out. You will just start chilling.
And when that new content releases, if you don't interact with it soon after its release, you feel like you have missed out. And usually, the intensity of that feeling will be higher than the gratification you feel after completing the content anyway.
Look, I know you're not following what I'm saying anyway, right? That's okay, that doesn't matter.
What does matter is what people are playing. And mark my words, people will be playing Diablo 4. And
oh, true that. Pretty sure every single streamer has already purchased the king early access. So the biggest FOMO is going to be on Twitch, considering the fact that most of my time is being spent on Twitch. So let's just say FOMO is going to be huge.
They will
also, good question. Will Blizzard cooperate with Amazon and Amazon Prime so we get drops and Twitch? So whenever you watch a streamer, you get drops. That's going to be the question.
Continue playing it, or they will miss out on what? Seasonal content. And that's the second reason this game will become your next addiction. Seasonal content. Blizzard are practically promising us a high every season, but they are not obligated to deliver it. They could, but we have to play it to find out, don't we? Blizzard, therefore, are aiming to edge us all on a consistent basis. As Diablo 4 is already part of a much beloved franchise, there is already built-in incentive to stay dedicated to the game in hopes that the grass is greener on the other side. And that hope is what is going to keep us addicted. Seasonal content will ensure that the player base's opinion of the game will be time sensitive and refreshed constantly. The player base, as a result, will not be
basically the same thing that we have in League of Legends with the battle passes. Sure, most of the rewards are going to be, no, all of the rewards are going to be cosmetics. And I saw Blizzard Q&A when they were discussing the battle passes. The one thing they said, it's not going to be spending money to unlock premium battle pass to get power. One thing you will not be getting is power, only cosmetics. That's it.
Be able to voice a uniform opinion about the game because they all have different tastes and desires. Therefore, some players will be satisfied and some will be disappointed. Let's talk about the gameplay itself. Diablo 4, on paper, will possibly be one of the most well-made ARPGs ever. The game's graphics are stunning, the gameplay itself is fast and punchy, and there is such a diverse lineup of enemies and playstyles for people to enjoy. It even
also, yeah, true that. What he's saying is absolutely true that, since I was playing both of the betas. And the one thing Blizzard did is they listened to feedback. Because in the first beta, I had a bit of issues with the dungeons, because if you clear one dungeon, you can basically say you can clear every single one of them. Because the layout, the map of the dungeon was exactly the same. What Blizzard did is they pulled out their shenanigans from Diablo 2, so dungeons are fucking different. Every single dungeon will have a different mechanic, so that's going to be amazing.
Even includes a subscribe button. How about that? All of these features are delivered in a package that is extremely friendly to a casual player base. And that right there is the third reason this game will be so addictive. Diablo 4, straight off the bat, will cater to a massive audience.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is really a fact. What they did is they targeted the Fortnite Zoomers. That's what they did. They released Diablo 2 Resurrected, but Diablo 2 Resurrected was basically the same Diablo 2. Diablo 2 was, let's just say, slightly niche games. I wouldn't call it very difficult, but endgame was kinda difficult, not gonna lie. And they didn't spend lots of money on marketing that game. So let's just say that reach of Diablo 2 Resurrected, I mean, there was a hype, sure there was hype, but then late game happened, and for late game, I have to be absolutely nuts to play late game. I spent a few years playing that game, but it is what it is. But still, when it comes down to casual player, casual players just fall off. That's it. They're just chilling. They want to see something else. They want to try something else. With Diablo 4, what they're doing, everything as far as I'm concerned is fucking simple. Of course, late game is going to be slightly more difficult, but not as difficult as Diablo 2.
Audience will be varied, dedicated, and opinionated. Part of that massive audience, a substantial part actually, will be casual. They will jump in and out of playing the game, and most of their judgments on the game will be reactionary and surface level. The true depths of this game's systems and gameplay will only be analyzed and critiqued by more hardcore players. Diablo 4 being a casual-friendly game will inherently make it more addictive to a wider portion of consumers. Path of Exile, for example, is an intensely addictive game, only once you understand the full scope of its endgame features and systems. For a casual player, Path of Exile is not addictive.
Yeah, I tried Path of Exile. I saw this. I thought, nah, I'm out. This is definitely not casual friendly. Absolutely not casual friendly, bro. I swear to God, I can develop rockets easier than I can understand this. So hopefully Blizzard learned from Path of Exile and they're gonna be chilling. They'll make the endgame system slightly easier to understand.
As the hit of dopamine only comes with a significant time and effort investment.
You know what? I'm good. I don't fancy learning this.
Casual
Same.
players for Diablo 4, on the other hand, have more avenues to succumb to addiction. The fundamental gameplay mechanics at all levels are objectively more interesting than Path of Exile. Coming home from work and wanting to wind down with a level 23 barbarian is a way more appealing and even rewarding prospect than grinding your way to endgame like most other ARPGs, as the endgame is the only interesting part of those other ARPGs.
This is exactly the issue I had when I was playing two different playstyles. The first beta was in March, the second beta was in the middle of May, the server slam. The first beta in March, I was playing Diablo 4. I was doing every single quest line, I was talking to every single NPC, I was role-playing that. I got into the world of Sanctuary of Diablo 4. Bro, the storyline is amazing, the themes is amazing, music, the narrative, characters. Bro, I fucking enjoyed it. Every single bit of that game. That was straight up amazing. Then on the server slam in the middle of the May, I was just speedrunning because in the first beta I did absolutely everything. So I was just speedrunning. Just kill this mob, kill this quest, do that, bring that, kill a sheep, rob a grandma. Simple as that. And I felt no satisfaction in that because I am not immersed into this world, you know? Sure, you're speedrunning, you get the cinematic. Why is that hot mommy demon evil? Why is this angel an asshole? What's going on? I don't understand. Why? Because I skipped all of the dialogue. That's the issue I have. And also on that subject, what Blizzard did is they started to make videos explaining the lore of Diablo, the entire universe. And what they did, they created, to my knowledge, to this day, 3 videos explaining everything that comes up to Diablo 3. So as far as I'm concerned, by my estimation, it's going to be last one. There's going to be a last video. There's going to be 4 videos in total. And with that knowledge, you're basically ready to play this game. Simple as that, and you will understand the entire story. But realistically, all you need to do is watch 2 videos. That's it, and you're done.
Diablo 4 fulfills a wider breadth of criteria for casual players. Moment-to-moment gameplay is more engaging, it is more visually pleasing, it is more narratively interesting, and above all, it is more intuitive and easier to grasp. When the promise of dopamine hits are therefore more accessible, that makes it inherently more tempting for a casual audience, and it is then effortless to become addicted. The fourth reason this game will be so addictive is because of the Blizzard infrastructure. Blizzard have had an extremely good track record of keeping games alive.
Apparently not.
That didn't age well, now did that?
WoW is still going incredibly strong, especially with the return of Classic. Overwatch
Also, they killed Classic. Yeah, this entire section is bullshit. They killed Overwatch and they killed Classic by introducing pay to win. That was the reason people loved the Classic. Sure, there's massive popularity right now in Classic because of the hardcore mode, which is basically implies what it means. If you die once, you delete your character. That's it, you cannot play the character. So complete the entire quest line of World of Warcraft, get to the end game without dying. Best of luck. And that's, bro, you can go on Twitch right now, go to World of Warcraft. You'll see the top streams are straight up hardcore because that is interesting, especially when you die. As a streamer, well, you're in much pain, but the audience is fucking loving that. Fucking funny.
is still one of the most played first-person shooters out there, and even Hearthstone is immensely popular still. Once Blizzard release a game, they invest most of their energy in ensuring its long-term success.
You serious?
The way they do that is by investing a lot of their time and energy in receiving feedback from fans and acting upon that feedback to fix certain problems or enhance certain features to keep their fans attached to their games.
Not always, but sure. Let's go with the narrative.
Now, you can debate whether they're good at this or not,
Now we know the answer to that.
True that.
Not.
but the point is, the infrastructure is there. The dialogue between fans and developers will be crucial in keeping the game alive. If you
Bro, this is exactly what happened with Diablo 2, with Diablo 4, between 2 betas. The one in March and the one in May. I feel like it was a 1-hour video from Mr. Lama SC. He was giving his feedback as a speedrunner, explaining the shenanigans of Diablo 4 that he didn't like. Bro, next thing you know, a month later, server slam comes, that is fixed. So though, I'm kinda hyped for this game.
you're addicted to a game, but then the game feels like it's on a downward trend, unless you have reason to believe it will get better, you are more likely to abandon that game. So far, Blizzard have left no indication that they aren't investing.
Oh, also, the world boss. What we're seeing in here is fucking world boss. Tell me that's not Lost Ark 101. You have the time, you have 15 minutes, the world boss spawns, you on random peoples out of max, I feel like maximum is 12 people or 14. Best of luck killing this boss in that time.
Invested in Diablo 4's future.
Thank you, Jesus!
Quite the opposite. If you become addicted to Diablo 4 and you listen to developers saying,
I think it was 4 players. Yep, 4 players in a party, but around you, in that server layer, you can have up to 12 people, I'm pretty sure.
It could get even better, why would you abandon that addiction? That's like being addicted to heroin, but soon it'll come with a built-in blowjob. Crude as that may sound, it is not as crude as some particular Blizzard employees themselves, and they are now desperate as a result. Blizzard have always been invested in their games, but Diablo 4 may be the most critical release in their history, and so there is more intention behind their investment. Their reputation is at an all-time low.
Because what Blizzard did with Diablo 4 is they managed to successfully target 2 audiences. Audience number 1, the OG core players who are fucking boomers. I'm one of those players, bro. I'm fucking old. This game is fucking old. Diablo 2 was released fucking 20 years ago, you know? So these fuckers, we are fucking old. So sure, you hit us with this narrative, with the dark game, with the OG Diablo 2 aesthetics and the vibe and the feel to it, bro, you got us back. And then what Blizzard did is they started targeting Zoomers. Sure, with the trailer, as a boomer, I can tell you that they felt a bit off, some of the trailers, because they slapped music which was targeted towards Zoomers. Well, fuck me, as a boomer, I don't like it, but I'm still addicted to this game, because, bro, that was the franchise I grew up on. I'll be playing this game. But Zoomers who never heard of Diablo, because Diablo, bro, was released 20 years ago, and the fucking Zoomers weren't even born then. They think, hey, this is good. This is fine. It's lit. Yo, fam, it's lit. Let's play it. So that's what they successfully did.
Their fan support is at an all-time low. I'm sure that their own developers' confidence is at an all-time low. Diablo 4 needs to be a hit, and a big one. And it needs to retain a player base and keep them addicted. The only way to truly do that is to engage with the fans in the most transparent way possible. So far, the developers have done that extremely well, and they deserve to be commended for it. Multiple developer live streams, multiple public betas, interviews, inclusion of prominent content creators. It not only keeps your fans aware of the process, but keeps your community passionate. Opening that dialogue early and in depth creates a line of communication that also allows for the freedom of critique.
Also on this subject, I'm pretty sure that Blizzard learned their mistake from Diablo Immortal, when they were specifically targeting the Asian market and the entire mobile market. And then the Asian market just fucking pulled out and banned Diablo Immortal. So, you know, Blizzard understood the assignment that, bro, we cannot rely on the one market only that's in the East that we have never tried. So how about we go back to the basics that actually has been proven to work, that is still working, you know? And that's what they're doing. This is why, in my opinion, why Diablo 4 will be a great success.
The fans, this not only allows them to feel good about playing the game, but making the game the best it could possibly be alongside the developers. So
hold on, that's not a real person, right? That's CGI, right? This has to be CGI. Like, I'm looking at Mass Effect's trailer now. This is gonna be released on June 6th. Yes, sir, but if you have a pre-purchased one of the more expensive options of Diablo 4, you will get early access on June 2nd.
You don't only get addicted to the game, but the improvement process of the game. So,
there we go, that's the picture. We saw the Path of Exile, which is 10 times bigger than this one, and this is in Diablo 4. This is the end game. That's the Paragon, that's the levels, I don't know how to call them, but that's the system we have in the end game. This shit, my small brain can't comprehend. Path of Exile, when there was 20 of these, I could not understand. That's the whole map. That's not the map, that's the page of the runes that you get. So let's see, +5 stamina, +5 strength, and whatnot.
But the improvement process of the game. So now we come to the 5th and final reason this game will be your next unhealthy addiction.
Here we go.
It's just gonna be a damn good game.
Yep.
Throughout practically all of the betas, Blizzard have been showered with universal praise. In all foundational aspects of the game, Blizzard seem to have a strong grasp on what players want and how they want it. With systems they don't want, the cash shop for example, they have integrated it in a way that, by first impressions, are not predatory to the game's integrity.
Yeah, what we're seeing in here is the Battle Pass cosmetics that you get for buying the Battle Pass, spending money, you know? People say, oh, it's pay to win. No, it's only cosmetics. The only thing you get are only cosmetics. And the thing is, yeah, sure, the shop one looks badass, but you can have the exact same version in-game playing for free, you know? Pretty sure. Shop version, in-game version. Where's the other one? In-game version, shop version. I mean, this guy looks better in the free version. I'm just saying.
Integrity. There doesn't seem to be an outlying system that will harm the game. The atmosphere in Diablo 4 is phenomenal. The world is dark, bloody, and moody. The music is foreboding. The environments are immersive, beautiful, haunting. The graphics are stunning. The cutscenes, which I could talk about for days on end, are incredible.
When it comes down to cutscenes, what Blizzard knows how to do are fucking cutscenes. Change my mind. One thing Blizzard straight up knows how to do are cutscenes. Doesn't matter what game, doesn't matter what franchise, they know how to do cinematics. Simple as that. Also, on the subject of the game being dark and bloody and the feeling being dark to it, that's why I fell in love with this game when I was playing the first beta in March. It's like I was playing the old school Diablo 2 that I grew up on, but better.
The fact that they include your character is insane.
70% of people will skip anyway. Cinematics in game with the basic game models, sure, but HD production, fucking high quality movie like CGI, you're definitely watching that.
Sound design is wildly compelling, but the gameplay, the core combat at the heart of it all, is so much fun. All the classes feel great. Some are undertuned, some are overtuned. I do not care.
In the beginning, yeah, they were testing different things. One of the two OP classes, that was the Sorcerer and the Necromancer. Necromancer skeletons were absolutely immortal. They wouldn't die, and you could have an army of them, and they would just clear the entire map. Sorcerers, the lightning ones, you just cast one chain lightning, the entire area of mobs die. That was kinda OP, so in the second beta, what they did is they nerfed that. So let's just say they had to hotfix Necromancers because their skeletons would die by stepping on a fucking branch. You walk outside, you step on the leaf, you dead. The skeletons were dead. They just had to hotfix the skeletons. Also, they fixed Chewies because Chewies were useless as fuck in the very beginning.
Tuning should never ever be a consideration when it comes to determining fun. Some classes play like gods one week and a mere mortal the next. The betas proved that. But the moment-to-moment gameplay, the skills, the effects, the feedback, it's just simply awesome. The only thing we haven't experienced so far is the end game. And sure,
if it's free to play, I'll play Necromancer. No, the game is not free. Sadly, you have to purchase the game. The cheapest version, I'm pretty sure, is $70, and then the rest is free. After the first purchase, the rest is free.
Could worry about that, but Blizzard won't. Blizzard, in some ways, practically invented the idea of endgame, or at least popularized it. People have been playing WoW endgame for almost 20 years at this point. They do not always get it right, that's true. But with Diablo 4, they have to. If they get it wrong, it could prove disaster. But how could they?
I don't think they will fail, because at the end, they would just had the Lost Arks release in the West. I'm pretty sure the devs, the CEO people, the high upper-ups, and the Blizzard, they were paying attention to Lost Ark, and they saw that endgame was slightly a bit too complicated, because it required you honing your items, upgrading your items, and the chance to upgrade your items were, let's just say, not the highest. So people started giving up. The main reason I gave up on Lost Ark was because I was upgrading my fucking sword, and for upgrades you need materials. To get materials, you do daily things. You clear daily dungeons, you kill daily bosses, you do the thing. After 5 days of doing those daily you have enough materials for one attempt of upgrading your item. In my scenario, that was a sword, and it fucking failed. Sure, whatever. 5 days later, it fucking failed again. 50 days later, it fucking failed again. You know what? After the control panel, uninstall a program, Lost Ark, deleted. Yeeted and deleted. So I'm pretty sure Blizzard paid attention to that and made the endgame slightly easier in Diablo 4. At least I'm hoping for. Kinda high on copy, but hey, it is what it is.
Diablo 4 isn't even out yet, and it's more popular than Path of Exile, Last Epoch, Grim Dawn. Blizzard are addicted to creating a positive future for Diablo 4. And guess what? You bought the more expensive version.
There it is, different options. So the cheapest one is the standard version, $70. Which has the game, open beta, early access, but it's not only beta. You get the mount, you get the basic stuff. In Blizzard, you get Diablo 3, you get the World of Warcraft shenanigans, you get Diablo Immortal. That's a meme, but it is what it is. Then the $90, you get extra up to 4 days of early access to Diablo 4. That's what I was saying, that pre-purchase content creators with this package, at least this package, will have access to Diablo on the 2nd of June. There's a Temptation mount and there's a Hellborn Serape's mount armor. I've got no idea what that means, but hey, this is what it is. And Ultimate Edition, you get Battle Pass. Yeah, you get Fast Forward Turbo Omega Super Deluxe Battle Pass, which has only cosmetics, and you get an emote. So you know, hey, up to you.
So you could play it a few days earlier. Mate, you're already addicted, you stupid mother...
True that. Anyway, I'm pretty sure this game is going to be highly addictive. Every single point made in here is, yeah, I'm with him. The question is, how's the end game? We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, and that's the video.